down the sewers, of course, partnered with Cypher. There's a lot of information being gathered as Fiend finds the opening trade. So I'm going to back away. The Frenzy doing damage from range, and it's down to 3 players. And all the cages are down, and NRG are slowly making their way towards it. There is a player down that long side, so the range is there, but already the frags are starting to pile in for NRG, all down to Rebo. In the 1v2, there's the defuse, and that's a pretty thick smoke on the opposite side, and he's just going to be sticking to it. Unfortunately, the tag's not going to work out. The waffle crosshair not really benefiting Rebo here. Daps. Full flash, and they have a lot of utility at their disposal. We'll see how that, of course, pans out furthermore. Fiend going to find one. Shanks trades it away. Spike is sticking, and they're just trying to not let them through the link side and hold down to the garage, as well as Infinite tries to lurk through, has a little bit of time, but can't make it quite on the opposite side. There's a player down that long as well. Shanks and company starting their push forward. Don't know if there's a recon dart available. Trades happen, but it does go to the favor of NRG. It's down to temperature. Shock dart's gonna find one. Has another one on the table. There's one player is caught. Pretty safe plant now with the smokes down. NRG don't have a lot of utility other than his Hunter's Fury, and so far it tags 2. Can't find the conversion onto the frag. Tags a teammate as well on the way out. But the defuse is coming in. They're up to half now. The molly comes through. Shock darts as well, and there'll be one player that falls to the molly, but there's still players on the opposite side. They're getting aggressive. Curveball ready. Alexander still wants more, but there's a player in the corner. It's Daps. Down to the 3v3. Recon Bolt's going to reveal his location for the time being. And it's up to half, so this is beautiful. Good late orbital strike, and unfortunately, Daps has to push forward. It's traded by a quick shock dart frag down to the 2v2. Now the defusal starts to come through. Som and eeiu just decimate Moon Racoons. Fast blitz, but maybe closer towards that mid round as they wait. And now the knives are out. The jump comes in. Unfortunately for Mr. Fiend, he can't convert onto anything. It's Infinite just holding down. The left click finds 2. Daps will find the 3rd, down to 1 final player. Rebo, he's going to try to spray through with the Stinger. He was the only one that really...
This Fury for the Silver, which is available soon. But right now, Rebo just seeing if he can catch somebody off guard. Doesn't quite know that Shanks is going to sort of throw it out now. See if he can spot too much. Does take the engagement onto Fiend. He is pretty low, but of course that ultimate is going to bring him back in a second. If he can get another, he does with temperature. Suddenly, this is winnable for NRG.
Curveball comes through, and once again, the fight still continues. eeiu on the opposite side, but...
Infinite has a nice little flank coming through, but there's 2 players there. Somebody's got to be looking in this direction.
Nice.
Temperature was there. He had the right idea at least, so that flank isn't going to work out. And now the Hunter's Fury, Neural Theft, sorry, is going to get used to show up a bit more information. Fiend, just on an awkward angle, tries to dash away, but gets stuck on a wall. Easy kill for Shanks. Racoons trying to hold on, but bit by bit they're losing out. Even Ryan dedicating the orbital strike. It isn't quite enough. Just need to find that Cypher to know exactly where he is, and Shanks gets a 3rd. Nice play from him.
Dirty, but there's no time! Oh no, there's no time! But gave it away to rotate slower towards that C side. Maybe it's just a gamble stack towards the B and the A side respectively. That's going to allow Moon Racoons to get a lot of ground here and get that spike down.
Wow, eeiu goes down. Takes a lot of damage from the wallbang from Ryan. Rebo is also trying to catch up what he can. Daps took a lot of damage very early on in that engagement, and it's just a shooting range so far. Last alive, 13 HP Daps. Gets sprayed through the wall yet again by Ryan.
NRG have started to hear a lot of that ruckus, and because they've dealt with the players towards that long side, they know that the action is towards the C site. Spikes down, Ryan trades down to the 4v3. Now they're running back respectively. We saw that control in the early round, and they're both used, but Soms seems to be a little bit more comfortable. The clone gets extinguished. eeiu finds that pick. Down to 1 player, it's Rebo. He seems to always be the last player standing. The tag comes through, but unfortunately, it's his head that gets lost in the process. Moon Racoons, the fight for this retake. They know that the Owl Drone was taken out. That's the correct call. Spray down, work together as a roster. Find that player trying to get out of the mouse hole. Now the orbital strike on the flip side. We'll see if Infinite manages to escape. He will, as now the entry here for the defense has started to come through. ALEKSANDAR just trying to clear out the garage side, but there's still a player through the doors, and he's actually going to be able to find ALEKSANDAR. He left the orbital strike, and he's able to double back, but now Spike is being diffused. There's nothing that Moon Racoons can do. Entry from ALEKSANDAR and Fiend. Just tailwind into the site, updraft, knives or whatever. Looking at that classic, it does the damage, does the trade. Still down to 2 players, but there's not a lot of time left on the clock. If those recon bolts come through, there's going to be Rebo. He's still on the site. Spike is now being planted. It's going to be narrowly close. Eventually does connect. There is an injured player, eeiu. There's going to be Ryan from range. Finds the frag. eeiu, it's all down to you. And Ryan making an impact.
Bolt available, and he's considering it now, especially with those smokes coming through. The run it back is going to clear sight, but find absolutely nothing. Racoons happy to take a step back for now. Let this play come through. Temperature from heaven is getting a lot of damage in on the shoulder, and even gets the kill onto Infinite, but the spike gets planted.
Will die for the sins of NRG, trying to clear out the site. Doesn't get value with the running back, and you see Racoons playing a little bit patient, waiting for Rebo to get into a flank position, but guess who's there? Shanks. It's an engagement to watch. Shanks leaves it. Oh no. There's a tripwire there, so at least that's there. It does get cleared. Rebo now in a tough spot, has to check this off angle. Unfortunate for him, not going to quite work out, but Racoons are already trying to engage this long side battle. Ryan finds two. The spray's crispy clean. The spray now trying to take out the diffuser, and daps, he sees him. Oh, it gets so close. Ryan with the 4K. It's beautiful, but he doesn't have enough time. The spike will clean him up, and NRG will regain the 2-round lead. ALEKSANDAR and FIEND pushing up through a link. Oh, Ryan gets spotted, he gets tagged, and he will say goodnight. Now they can play for the Molly lineup, but Infinite's really just going to play close. FIEND has got to check all the possible angles. Empress popped here. For Shanks, they really want to secure this round. Now they're going to start to get involved and play a little bit closer towards this cloudburst. They're actually going to get the diffuse off. It's unfortunately not going to connect quite yet. ALEKSANDAR now in the 1v2. Empress still available. And unfortunately, oh, the headshot! It's good. It's up to half. Down to the 1v1. Spike is taking in, unfortunately. Yeah, a little bit unfortunate having a replay in the pip there. Just goes right over that double box where the spike's planted. And Shanks is in a tough spot behind Plat. He's just really going to have to fight for his life here. FIEND finds at least the angle there, but the rest of NRG are down the long side. They're waiting for the rotate over for daps. He's trying to get over there as soon as possible, but they're just trying to really cause a ruckus. There's the Hunter's Fury, but it's wasted. It doesn't even matter that they clean him up. They find the round. They're being delayed, and NRG are going to play at least very close towards this long side. They're waiting for the smoke to dissipate. They're waiting to get involved, and Mr. FIEND is going to have to push forward. Spray works out. A player gets injured. It's Shanks. He does not. Whoa! Gets a little aggressive there. Daps comes in from the connector side. Racoons that much. Does look like this is going to be a fast B hit now. Smokes go down. Or sorry, the utility goes in with the Lear. eeiu finds a pick, and now FIEND's in a little bit of trouble. Has to win that duel. Does have the support from the link side. One player stands. It's daps, and unfortunately the rest of his team's going to fall apart. So Racoons, despite the passive playstyle, actually find themselves around.
The Empress from Shanks is out. Garage is under his full control, and he might sneak in. I don't think FIEND is expecting him here.
This miss gets him into a good position as well. Daps providing some additional lurking firepower from the windowsill. Courtyard frag into the pocket of NRG. Racoons down to 3. Potentially looking at a loss. Empress still available. Racoons just waiting things out. Here comes the running back, hoping to find some value, but ALEKSANDAR, flame will be extinguished. Daps, once again in the lurking position, finds the pick onto ALEKSANDAR. That's huge, and the hack comes out as well. Will the trick follow after that? Temperature trades it out, but it's down to the 3v2 as NRG members retreat.
So much information to get, but so little time now. The recon bolt is going to try and catch on through, but it actually goes all the way to tunnel. It gets no information. And it does still get a kill onto Infinite, who is holding it, but now a 1 versus 1. Rebo has to go for the defuse, but he's so low on HP. Has no idea where someone's going to be positioned, so he has to be a bit more proactive to get the kill. Is he going to get him before the curveball goes through? No! And it's 13-9 to NRG on Haven. Nice play from them, and Racoons. So they are going to try and re-engage, force out a lot of this utility, and we're expecting ALEKSANDAR to be in that spot. Nice little pincer with a teleport play. FIEND taking absolutely no damage. Is able to make sure that B is under their control, and NRG changing the tempo up to 8.
Ryan's going to try to survive or stop them pushing in from the U-Haul side, and that's going to leave NRG a little bit scarce. Don't have the cover. They need to deal with Ryan first. He manages to find a pick. He does get traded, but Temperature's already going to replace him, as the team has gotten into U-Haul and feeling quite comfortable. Temperature doesn't really have a lot of utility left in the tank for him. The spike is ticking. 3v3 as an injured player. Make that another. Temperature will fall. Sky out of the picture. eeiu will fall as well to the shorty, and ALEKSANDAR's going to try to chase daps through. Does find its mark. As FIEND is just trying to play close. Needs to defuse. They're trying to play contact here, but unfortunately for FIEND, he can't play the closeness. Spike is starting to tick. It's about to blow. He does find the frag. Can he clean it up? He cannot. ALEKSANDAR so close.
Position, and it's going to be tough for Racoons. Holding with all forms of utility, still able at least to put pressure onto Rebo, but he still managed to find himself in this spot with a judge. Not wanting to give it up, and FIEND could even get a kill. Rebo can get a lot of stuff done here.
Oh, tags one. Here comes the bloodbath. Unfortunately, the judge not quite hitting its mark. Temperature finds one, gets traded down to the 2v2, and there's still a player here. FIEND wrapping around, does get tagged, so they know that he's playing towards the elbow side. Spike still needs to get planted. It's been in hookah the whole time, and that actually gives time for FIEND and Ryan to properly rotate back towards the B side. But now, as a result, the spike's being carried over. They're leaving it up to Sam to find this last pick. So Spike's going to get planted. Sam just looking to try to win the challenge or win the duel or find a way out. Unfortunately, the only way out is death. Ryan serves him that on a silver platter, and now it's just going to be eeiu playing contact in the pipes. Ryan rushing forward, knife out. He's going to have to be careful. Backs away accordingly. Orbital strike a little late timed as they've already made their way out, and Rebo is actually going to be able to stop the push forward. FIEND will participate in that action as well. The crosshair of the waffle is not going to quite work out for Rebo, but FIEND with the showstopper. And now it's ALEKSANDAR. The Empress has been popped. He uses Dismiss to go invisible as it's down to daps. ALEKSANDAR on the opposite side. Sam, sees the player run through. The classic. Not going to quite work out. The op is on the ground, and Sam just waiting for his team to rotate back. It's been the do-si-do the whole round. It was A all along.
Sam has just held this position so well. Nice patient play. A bit more utility set up, and daps even able to get that kill over onto Temperature, who's playing from heaven. Infinite to be this close. Sorry, daps to be this close. He's right around this corner. ALEKSANDAR could get picked off here. He does. His corpse goes through the teleporter. So reactive to plays from NRG. Right now, they're sitting back. Som is able to get, not a kill, actually, but Infinite and Shanks are able to follow up onto Temperature and Rebo.
Down to the 3v3. Spike's still not down, but we've never really seen that be a problem for NRG before. Unfortunately, it's the orbital strike. It'll cook Ryan up alive. He was just trying to get to safety. Now down to 2v3. Racoons bringing it down to 1, bringing it down to none. Shanks will work together. Still a player in U-Haul, and the Tetris player has never moved. He's waiting for this peek from eeiu. Shot's not going to connect, and it's quickly traded. 15 seconds left on the clock. Shark Dart to try to dissuade the player from U-Haul to push forward. Spike's being planted. No utility left. It's now ALEKSANDAR joining the fight. Turret comes up. The 6th man in the lobby, and now it's down to Infinite. No utility except the lockdown, but I likely don't think that'll really pop out. Oh, wait, he was thinking about it.
He stuck it. He wasn't expecting, and might have to. NRG a barrel in front of B.
And the Seekers are out as well. We'll see if they'll make their way over towards the B side there. It might be a little bit too late to the party. FIEND finds one still alive. As usually Races gets shot out from the sky. Boombot comes through. He's got the shotgun, aka the operator. Doesn't quite work out. Can't use it at close range. It's intended for long distance purposes. It's down to the 2v2. Shot's gonna be good. Oh, he sees the tracers. Daps takes out Temperature just down to Ryan. The latest edition has the orbital strike available. Easy peasy. Takes that one. Now the smokes to give him a little bit more space to work with. Orbital strike from the Octagon, but the player was never there. eeiu.
Light is only there to really give a bit of information. He is going to follow up and actually does get another flash in, and he can even catch off Shanks in that spot. Third and final one. Doesn't quite catch on to much, but he's still going to vie for this position. FIEND is able to play aggressive, stood on top of the boxes, mostly baiting out Ryan holding on to that point as the lockdown gets used from NRG.
Those are just cheeky angles, but they'll still make their way onto the site. It's down to 2 players, and unfortunately make it 1. Moon Racoons unveiling their redemption arc. Down to eeiu. Recon bolt available. Finds a pick. He's got the Hunter's Fury, and there's 2 players on his left. Here's the jump. That shot's gonna be good onto 1, backing away, but he's gotta worry because he gets tagged. ALEKSANDAR just waiting. Lear's not gonna work out, but eeiu can't connect on the shots towards Hookah, but this time it's Pigeons, and ALEKSANDAR pushing it forward. Digital Molly's gonna push him back, but there's players from NRG jumping in. ALEKSANDAR is going to get a quick taste of that. Down to 4 players here from Racoons, but they're not fast rotating to 8, which is what normally happens. That's spiked down. Shanks having to reload the clip as it runs dry. Down to 1 final player. It's Ryan, and he's caught between the smoke. Finds the pick, finds 2! Oh, goodness! Racoons have been flip-flopping this aggression on the defensive side towards Showers. They'll continue it on the defense side as well. Quick trade now as the entry comes in for Racoons on the A site. There's still a player back in Showers at Shanks. He'll find the pick, still alive as there's another player on the turn. Here comes FIEND. As he's supporting, he makes his way through a short completely and just wraps around. But it's still the 3v3.
daps is still holding from lamps. This position hasn't been taken, but Temperature from distance is able to get that kill. eeiu has been spotted, has a recon bolt. He's going to try and line it up to see if he can get this player that's just picked up the spike, but they weren't expecting Infinite, who goes on a pretty mad flank. It's a 1v1 now. eeiu, Recon Bolt is going to come through. He knows exactly where the Reyna is playing from. But ALEKSANDAR's been so good so far, but not good enough. Match point from eeiu and NRG. Confirm a lot of kills. The Seekers is going to be the way to open up this round. It's going to at least try to confirm Hookah control, but Som is holding on with Boombots, with Seekers. He's still holding that spot, and he's still good for 1 before ALEKSANDAR trades him out. It's been so difficult to remove him, but eeiu is just cleaning up at this point. A 3rd kill with the Hunter's Fury. ALEKSANDAR's got to keep Moon Racoons in it.
Oh, that's dirty. Okay, we've got an Empress here. We've got nothing. We've got a whole lot of nothing as daps.